Hey, everybody, so excited to be with you today. We're going to talk to my friend, Craig Siegel. He has a new book, The Reinvention Formula. And I am going to find him and invite him to join us. Here we go. For him. The subtitle is How to Unlock a Bulletproof Mindset to Upgrade Your Life. And
there he is.
hey, Craig, how are you?
I'm
I
doing
have your
great.
book right here.
Yes. It's great to see you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for supporting. It's always good to spend time with you. How are you?
I am really good. Where are you today?
I'm in Manhattan in the Big Apple. Super pumped. My first book, all the emotions. To be honest, I'm a lot more emotional than I anticipated. It comes out tomorrow officially, but I'm in New York City. Yeah, all good things.
Well, the book is out
Tomorrow.
now.
Officially tomorrow.
All right, so this is the week for people to order. That will get it some momentum.
Yeah.
So tell people who don't know you a bit about your story and why you wrote this book.
So I spent a very, very long time as a gladiator in the wrong arena, out of alignment. To be more specific, before the pandemic, I spent 13 years on Wall Street. And although I was making a little bit of money, as it turns out, there's a lot more to success just making money. And I want to be clear, that's a part of success, but not the whole thing. And I found myself in a very dark place about 3 years ago. And I just wasn't excited about life. I didn't like what I was doing for a career. And spoiler alert, they say you're gonna spend about a third of your life in your career, so you better love it. And a bunch of things just happened to me, but I always felt like I was here for more. And it's interesting, Doc, when I start a speaking engagement, whether it's 100 people or a couple thousand, I always ask them the same thing right away. I say, who here feels like they're here for something much more than they're currently settling for? And literally everybody raises their hand. And so it's interesting. And after my dark season, I started running a bunch of marathons. And the reason why that was pivotal is because a few years ago, you couldn't pay me to run. Now I'm actually paying to run marathons. But it was that season in which I started to really connect and gain confidence. And it occurred to me that I don't necessarily need experience to try something new and be successful at it, because I had never been a runner, and here I am running marathons. And I think that's a good listen for everybody today listening. And so when the pandemic happened and I really just got quiet and I reassessed and I connected and I blocked out the interference, and I said, if not now, then when? And I reinvented myself and I created a formula, and I stepped into what I'm doing now with the CLS, speaking all over the world, coaching, the podcast, all the things. And it really took off. And for the first time in my life, I was in alignment. And I want to show everybody that you can absolutely create a life to die for, of a hybrid, impact, contribution, the money, and have a lot of fun doing so. And it's never too late, and you're never too old.
So, do you have a story from the book that inspires you?
Yes. So 2 years ago, I started CLS and we were getting momentum. And I was at a speaking engagement, and I was playing football on the beach with the employees the day before I was supposed to speak. Never a good idea. And I got injured and I came home, Doc, and it was misdiagnosed as a sprained ligament. And I'll never forget, I had just started dating my fiance, who was my girlfriend at the time. And I had this big clunky boot on. She was like, you might want to get an MRI. And I said, you know what? I think you're right. And so even though the doctor said that wasn't necessary, I got an MRI. And as it turns out, my sprained ligament was misdiagnosed. There was a rare tumor in my foot, and it caught me off guard. I'm under the consciousness now that even though don't necessarily know it right now or at the time, life happens for us, not to us, and we'll be able to connect the dots only looking backwards. And so I ended up getting surgery, got the tumor taken out. It was benign, thank God. And I still ended up running the New York City Marathon 2 months later and raising money for American Cancer Society to inspire my pops, who's currently battling cancer. And it was at that time when I realized that I started being really vulnerable with my community, my audience, and letting them know what's going on as it was happening. They just found a tumor in my foot. I'm not exactly sure what to think. And as it turns out, during that moment, vulnerability and authenticity proved to make for the best connection between your followers, your listeners, your community, your audience, whoever the case may be. And so I encourage everybody to create space for tough conversations and to exercise more vulnerability and authenticity.
You know, authenticity is actually my first core value, because if you're a brain health doctor and you don't live the message, you sort of suck as a messenger. But being vulnerable connects you to other people because no one has it all together. And giving them a roadmap to help reinvent themselves, the brain is always learning, always growing, and you want to take advantage of that.
100%. Yeah. And authenticity, it takes courage to be yourself. And it's funny because for 35 years, I would say, I was a people pleaser. And I showed up as what I thought the world wanted to see from me. And when I decided to reinvent myself, there was no guarantee. But I made one guarantee to myself. And that was that for the first time ever, I would show up to the world as the real, raw, authentic, strange cat that I am. And I'm not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. But at least if I failed, I would fail being myself. And as it turns out, when I finally started to own every part of me, even the stuff I don't necessarily love, that's when the world really began to see me.
So give people some tips. The book, again, is called The Reinvention Formula, How to Unlock a Bulletproof Mindset to Upgrade Your Life. It's out. You can pre-order it today on Amazon. It's out tomorrow. If you order it today, you'll probably get it tomorrow on Amazon. Give them some practical strategies. What are a couple of takeaways you want people to get from the book?
I think that there's a lot of people out there that are listening to me and you right now, and they're like, wow, this sounds great. I want to wake up excited about life and make more money and energetically love what I do. But how? How do I gain clarity? How do I find out what that is? I want to give everybody a very tangible exercise right now that anybody can apply immediately, and that is this. I would encourage everybody to create 2 lists. I'm a little bit old school. I would suggest actually writing it with pen and paper. I think it's therapeutic. Make 2 lists. One, of all the things that you absolutely love, what would you like to do tomorrow for a living, wake up and do if you don't have to worry about money and so forth? What are your passions? I don't care if it's reviewing movies or writing blogs. What are some things that you really, really like that interest you? Let's try to make a list of 10. And then I would make a second list. And for this list, I would make a list of all your skill sets, your superpowers, your X factors, things that you're good at. And spoiler alert, everybody's good at a couple things, 100%. And somewhere in the middle, Doc, there's going to be some commonalities collecting the data. And so for me, when I did this, when I was reinventing myself, when I got quiet in the pandemic, I love personal development. I've been studying it for a very long time, and I could communicate pretty effectively. So I married the 2 and I started speaking and coaching and all that. For someone else, it might be something completely different. But if you make those 2 lists and collect the data, there's going to be something in between that we can at least try and get a little bit closer. And if it's not the thing, I'm willing to bet that it'll be the thing that leads to the thing. But at least this will give you some clarity and you could start getting in the arena and start taking some inspired action.
If it's not the thing, it leads to the thing. So every day you win or you learn. You win or you learn. And having that mindset will so help you as you go forward.
You said it a lot more beautifully than I did.
Yeah, I have an Olympic athlete I'm so proud of, and it's public that she and I work together. Her name is Alicia Newman. She's the Canadian record holder for women's pole vault. And, you know, that was just one of the big lessons It's, today I win or I learned something important. And it's never about being the best. It's about being your best.
Ooh,
Because when you have to be the best, it's a prescription for misery because you have to put people down. You have to jump over them. You have to be better than and in pole vaulting, it's you against the pole or the bar. It's you against the bar. And it doesn't really matter what anybody else is doing. It's like, what are you doing?
yeah.
And how can you be your best? And I know you show up as your best every day. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to sort of see this evolution. And now, this first book of yours really is a gift to the world on your journey, your knowledge, things that help reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
Before we have to go, what other things do you want the audience to know? Tens of thousands of people watch this. So the Reinvention Formula, Craig Siegel, out tomorrow. Very excited about that. Buy it. You will bless Craig, and in return, he will bless you.
Yeah, beautifully said. So far, the feedback that I've been getting, because we have a whole launch team and so forth, and some people have had the privilege of reading the book early, and some of the feedback that I've been getting is exactly what I hoped it's been, and that is this. When you read this book, you feel like you can do absolutely anything. Anything is attainable. Your wildest imagination, your dreams, it's all out there. I'm just an ordinary cat that really went for it and thought big and has done some extraordinary things over the last couple of years. But if I could do it, so can you. And I think a lot of the characteristics that I apply to reinventing myself in what I'm doing now are transferable for anybody that wants to think and play bigger in their life and make more of an impact unapologetically, make a lot of money, and really make a contribution to the world. And it doesn't seem so far away. It's right here. It's very tangible. And also some of the feedback that I've been getting, probably a little bit different than your books, is mine is very easy to read and very digestible. It's my first book, probably not the greatest author out there, but I did my best. And that's actually a good thing. So when you read a chapter, you don't necessarily feel like you ran a marathon. It's very comprehensible and you can take it and apply it immediately. So that and being able to attain anything that you desire, get the clarity on that, but most importantly, how to actually do it and pivot successfully. That's what I'm hoping everybody gets, and that's what I'm most proud of, Doc.
Great. Well, the name of the book again is The Reinvention Formula. Out tomorrow. You can pre-order it today. I wish you the best of luck, my friend. We'll support it, and hopefully I'll be able to talk to you soon.
Doc, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Love you very much, and looking forward to coming out there and beating you in ping pong.
Not going to happen.
Bye,
Bye,
Doc.
everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great day.